So I'm back in Thailand, and it has been a lot of the same kind of nonsense as the last time that I was here. So it took 14 hours to get from Siem Reap to where I was staying in Thailand, which is called Korat. Basically, it was 3 hours, almost 3 hours crossing the border, half an hour leaving Cambodia, and then you walk 200 meters. And we had to line up in order to get into the building, and that was half an hour. And then it was like another hour and a half, probably, like waiting in the office complex thing in order to go through immigration. I chatted to like an American guy and a Norwegian guy, so like the time went pretty quickly, but even still, they just are not interested in moving quickly. The guy, when I finally got there, was like playing around on his phone and just not really that bothered. The biggest problem is that all of the buses leave at the same time. So they all leave at 8 o'clock in the morning. They all arrive at the border at the same time. So it's just like this huge influx of people, and if they just staggered them, then it would be a lot simpler. So I got through to the Thai side, and I was informed that the bus I was supposed to be on had left because I had missed it because it took so long going through immigration. So I had to wait an hour and a half at different bus stops. So I ate some noodles and sewed some rips in my bag. Tried to be productive. And then 5 hours on the bus. We stopped once, 3 hours in, to go to the bathroom at a petrol station, which is where I bought my dinner. It was delicious. It was like one of the buns, like the like white kind of Asian-y buns that you see all over with like a filling inside. I don't know what it was. And some peanuts and some double stuffed Oreos. So like my 8-year-old self probably would have been really excited about that, but my 34-year-old self was not really very chuffed. Couldn't find the hotel. The moto taxi guy kept trying to phone, and he kept getting the phone number wrong because it had the country code at the beginning, and he just couldn't. So I ended up having to like dictate it to him. Finally got there, and the room wasn't ready, and it was not the room that I had booked. I didn't really care that much about it being the right room, but it was 9:30 at night, and I had been traveling for a lot of hours, and I just wanted to be there. No one spoke English. There were no signs in English, so I didn't even know if I was at the right place. They didn't even really like acknowledge me when I first arrived. He was just like kind of like wait, and then eventually came back and sort of said Agoda, and I was like, yeah, which is the name of the app that I used. So I spoke to somebody who did speak English and sort of voiced my frustration at the situation, because up until then I'd been pretty patient, and then that was kind of the last straw really, and I decided that I was only going to stay there for one night and then move on to where I am now. Which the town is called Pak Chong, and it's not very far from the Koh Yai National Park. So yeah, I was refunded the second night, wrote quite a sternly worded email, and then actually the woman who I had on the phone the night before, she was there in the morning, and she was actually really nice, and they drove me to the bus station. And they put me on the bus, and then I had to get off the bus because the bus was broken. So then I had to wait for 2 hours in the bus station again. Like, nobody tells you anything that's going on. It's only when you're like, excuse me, can you, like, what time? So yeah, did that, and then sort of by the time that I actually got to Pak Chong, I decided that I would go up to the park just to kind of check it out, but the entrance fee was 400 baht per person, which is like £10, which is kind of a lot considering how cheap everything else is. So I didn't get there until 4 and it closed at 5, so I thought there was no point really going in. So I turned around and started to walk back. I took the local bus up there, which was 40 baht. And I saw a few buses kind of passing me on the way back, and then the buses stopped. So I went to this restaurant and asked them if they knew about the buses, and they said, oh no, buses are done, I have to get a taxi. So the owner of the restaurant ended up driving me back. He wanted 500 baht. I negotiated him to 400 baht. So yeah, I suppose it saved me trying to figure out the taxi number, whatever. And it was like 25 kilometers from where my hotel is. So in hindsight, I should have just gone straight to Laos and gone through southern Laos, but I thought that this way would be easier. It has not been easier, and I was hoping that the second time around Thailand would just be like a little bit easier as well, like a little something pleasant. So far it's just been the same kind of continuation of stuff. Tomorrow I'm going to the national park. There are waterfalls and elephants and stuff, so hopefully that will be a redeeming thing, and then I'm definitely getting out of here.